to them, you can see the names of the characters that each trailer belongs to. And trailers are mobile. They're on wheels. That's on purpose because productions are constantly on the move. They might film here in a stage for a little bit, then might go out to the beach and film something else, then might come back. And so we want to make sure we're able to take the trailer with the actors wherever it is that they may go. But that wasn't always the case. Trailers used to be permanent fixtures, dressing rooms, we called them here on the lot off to the left-hand side. That's exactly what that is. Those are the dressing rooms to contract players. We call them actors who were under contract with the studio. They would have a place to stay while they were here, kind of like a little apartment, if you will. People like Lucille Ball, Rock Hudson, they all hung out at this area. But now they're production offices. Writers, directors, producers are going to work here. Illumination Entertainment, the creators of The Minions and Despicable Me. 5195 former office to Alfred Hitchcock. If you're a fan of classic horror movies, then you will know Mr. Hitchcock. He worked there for many years. Movies like Psycho, The Birds, Rear Window, and then we gave it to the De Laurentiis production company, which also is kind of like the horror genre with the TV series Hannibal. But we're going to step away from the front line, guys. We're going to go off into the back lot where the big stuff happens. Driving around the metropolitan sets here, folks, and this area is designed to be exactly that. Any metropolitan area in the world, it's kind of a neutral composite of a bunch of metropolitan cities. So it can be New York, it can be Chicago, it can be downtown LA, downtown San Francisco. You know, anything that you need, we can go ahead and put some prop pieces on it to make it look a little bit more specific to the city once we get in there. This wall that we're seeing here, not incredibly sophisticated on this side, but on the other side you actually see that one door is open. It's painted to look like a building. So in front of us it'll look fake, but through the eye of the camera it'll look like a three-dimensional building blended perfectly, and some of the doors in that front floor will actually open so you can have extras or actors walk in right through essentially a wall, but it'll look like a building on screen. We'll drive right through London Square, guys, home to Austin Powers, Notting Hill, and the Wolfman with Benicio del Toro. You can see New York straight off to the right-hand side. They're actually decorating for what looks like an event here on New York. That's home to the superheroes. Batman, Spider-Man, Captain America, the Transformers. They're all neighbors, guys. I hate to tell you that they live in the same street, but they do. Super safe neighborhood. And as we drive past some of the buildings, you're seeing how narrow they are. They're not full buildings. These are facades or semi-practical sets, which means once the actor goes inside the building, we stop filming. We go into a stage and do the rest, because inside of a stage, it's soundproof. A plane flies by and ruins the shot, right? You can see a residential street there off to the right-hand side. That's Brownstone Street. A lot of the characters will live there in that area. Some are residential, some are a little bit more industrial, more commercial, depending on what you need for your film, like the glass building here off to the right-hand side. Appeared in a couple different movies like The Amazing Spider-Man, and Captain America ran right past that in his film, but that building is too modern for Captain America. It takes place in the 1930s, so they actually covered it in a green screen, and what you see in the film is actually a construction site as he runs through. That's what they digitally imposed onto the screen, but Jimmy Fallon knows a lot about these streets. He'll tell you a little bit more about it.
Hey everyone, welcome to New York! I got my start right here in New York on Saturday Night Live. This is actually my old neighborhood. Once got mugged over there by an old woman. Tough lady. This is my favorite hot dog guy. Hey, buddy, how's it going? Remember me? No. Just like old times. Gotta love New York City. Hey, I'm walking here! I'm walking here! Hey, it's cool, guys. I was just walking there. So it's not exactly New York, but a lot of times when you see New York in the movies, it was shot right here on the Universal Metro sets. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Even if you make it here on the Universal lot.
So yeah, sometimes even the taxis are fake, guys. And you can look closely at the vehicles that drive around. They'll get like 30 or 40 cars, if that, and they'll just have them drive circles around the same sets all day. The taxis, that's just a sticker where it says NYC. You can take it off and put whatever you want. Same things for the cop cars. Procedural shows like NCIS or CSI, they'll film out here and they'll have NCIS specifically had NYPD patrol vehicles, and they had them all lined up on the street, and they all said NYPD, NYPD, but they all had California tags. So if you look closely, you can tell whether or not they're actually filming in the real city, which is not very easy. In a real city, you got to shut down a bunch of streets. It costs a lot of money. You owe a lot of businesses money for the end of the day. So we choose to use streets like this, which look a lot like New York City when you zoom in. But we are going to head away from the concrete jungle. I'm going to take you to the real deal, guys. A friend of ours lives just right across the street. His name is King Kong. The director of the film back in 2005, Peter Jackson, came to recreate the attraction, and here he is.
It's the original King Kong that made me want to direct movies. I saw that movie on TV when I was about 8 or 9 years old, and I wanted to become a filmmaker. I like films that just take you away from your real life and sweep you up an adventure. Kong literally does it. I mean, you're on board the ship, you're sailing to a lost island, you're encountering monsters and creatures from, prehistoric times. So I was thrilled when Universal invited me back to Skull Island, and it's great to have you along for the ride. Now, we have created this 3D immersive experience, so you're going to have your glasses ready. Don't put them on yet, but just have them in your hand because we're about to return to Skull Island.
Guys, hang on to any loose items and your loved ones, because we're going in.
Okay, glasses on, everybody. We're back in Skull Island.
Oh,